thanks for joining me today. No, you don't get to see my face. I got out of the shower this morning. I wanted to come straight to work. I didn't plan on filming, so no makeup. Hair is not really fixed. It's clean though. So I made this card. I made this card for a young man that I'm very fond of, and I hope you like it. It is a fun fold, so I will show you that. So I thought, do you know what? This is really cute. I think I should film it. The reason I hesitated is because this Stampin' Die set, Jungle Pals, was one of the ones that came free with the Celebration orders. So since Celebration is long gone, I thought, well, you know, I didn't really want to show anybody. But as I was playing with this, because I began this card back in January, and I had already stamped the little characters and was playing around with coloring them. And I had already had the card base cut. So I got it out to finish because his birthday's this month. I had an idea while I was doing it, and I thought, you know, why don't I let him color it? He's coming 3. He loves jungle animals, like absolutely loves. Well, not just jungle animals. He loves all animals. Poor kid, you can't pass a pasture with him in the car because he shouts cow for the next 20 minutes. But it doesn't matter. It's still really, really cute. So anyway, this is for my little friend. And I thought, well, coming 3, I stamped and cut all the little characters out. And I am going to enclose one of those little packets of crayons. Do you know, if you look in the party section, you can use them for children's fairs. I think there's like 3 or 4 crayons in a box, and they're washable. I think that's a really important thing to put down here. But I thought they'll fit fine in the envelope with this, and you know, give him the card to make this like a present that he can enjoy. Because I mean, he's not going to care. He certainly can't read, and yeah, so thought I would make a card that he could actually play with. So anyway, let's do this thing. Oh, by the way, there are 2 stamp sets that are still available and will continue to be available that will be absolutely awesome doing this method. The first one is the one that was in the mini catalog, which is coming to an end. So if you like that, it's called Kidding Around, and if you order now before the end of this month, you actually get it at the bundle price. But the Stampin' Die set, they're going to continue on, but you won't be able to get the good price. So anyway, that's why I said another reason I'm going on ahead and doing this. You can't get Jungle Pals anymore, sadly, but you can get Kidding Around, which has little kids on it that you can do the same thing. You can print them in black and white or stamp them in black and white and include some crayons in there. I think it'd be just great for pretty much any age. I think probably could get away with all the way up to 10. There's another one that is too cute, and it's called Playing in the Rain, and it's got little duckies and a raccoon, and I don't have the stamp set. I actually do intend to order it. It is one that is one of the few that's actually carrying over from the catalog to the brand new catalog. So look out for that one. That one does not come. The Stampin' the Dies are sold separately, so you won't get a bonus ordering it early, but you will get. Well, will you get a bonus? No, I don't think you will get a bonus ordering it early. So anyway, if you like this idea and you want to give this a go, that's 2 Stampin' Die sets that would work really well for this. Now, if you just want to see the fun fold, let's get into some funky numbers. I have a cheat sheet over here that's actually, it's up on my computer. So I'll be hesitating because I don't have this memorized yet. Usually I practice and I sit down and I kind of make sure I know what I'm doing before I film. And, you know, I know you probably find that amazing considering how much I goof up, but I do that. So anyway, let's get down to it. You use this is a half a sheet of cardstock. And if you are using, as you know I do, metric, it's going to be 18.5 centimeters by 14 centimeters. if you are working in Imperial, this is 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, I did not originate this fun fold. You can probably Google out there and find 15, 20 versions of this. As you guys know, I'm a super duper fan of Jackie Bullhouse. I think I'm saying it right. I'm so embarrassed I can't say it correctly. But Jackie and her husband Dave did a fantastic series on fun folds, and this one is part of, I think it's, I'll make sure it's linked. It's part of volume 2. That's it. It's part of volume 2. So I did not change any of these numbers, and the reason being is this fits perfectly into an A6 envelope. So I didn't mess with it at all. All I did was sort of more or less translate what the equivalence would be, and any fudging I worked out, which was not much, to be honest. So anyway, if you want to go, and please go and give Jackie and Dave some love at Clopen Stampers, and I'll put this down. I'll put the link in there for you. But meanwhile, here's the stuff. So, like I said, 8.5 centimeters, 14 centimeters. The score is over at 7.6 centimeters. Now, if you're going Imperial, do it again. It is 7 1/4 this way and 5 1/2 this way. And you have a 3-inch from the left side to score on, and that is your card base. Now, we have lots of little pieces to cut, so hopefully you have a pad out. If you don't, hold the video and get out something to write on, because there's a lot to write down. The next thing we need is a flap that is going to be attached in here like this. And this one, and it's cut from the same. I would cut these out of the same cardstock. The little flap, you don't really want it to stand out. I suppose you could if you wanted to, but I chose not to. I think it looks better like this. So anyway, out of the Lemon Lime Twist again, this is, let's see, I've got it written down. 2 squares. This is the strip, so it's 2.5 centimeters this way, or 1 inch. You guys will probably recognize that. And on the length of it, it's 3.8 centimeters. No, let me do this one more time. Scrap that, erase, start over. This is 3.8 centimeters by 10.1 centimeters. And you're going to go for 1.5 inches by 4 inches. Now the 2.5 and the 1 inch, that's your score line. So you're going to score at 1 inch from the end, and this 1 inch will be what sits on your paper. So you can sort of visualize that, because once you get it cut, you're going to look at it and say, God, what was that for? Or, well, probably wouldn't say that, but heaven help me, we have to figure these things out. Now, you're going to cut 2 of these, or in the case of what I'm doing here, is I cut 1 in Lemon Lime Twist and 1 in white. In my original, I just did 2 in Lemon Lime Twist in the front and the back. So you can do that either way. I'm not sure why I cut a white one. I just thought it would look good and be more to color on, I suppose. So anyway, these are perfect squares, and they are 8.3 centimeters by 8.3 centimeters, and working in Imperial, it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right, now we need a space for grading. As you guys know, I'm big into card liners. I don't really like to write on the insides. I think it looks nicer if you've got something down. So you need something that's going to fit under here nicely. And so this one turns out to be, let's see, inside space, 7 centimeters by 12.8. And this is 2 3/4 by 5. Now on my original, I'll tell you in a minute. Now we're going to cut some designer series paper. Obviously you don't have to. You can make this in block colors, which would look really nice as well. You can pull 2 different colors of cardstock and do it like that. But I love this designer series paper. Again, this one was one that was free. It was called Sunny Days, and which was, again, I felt bad about the DSP, but If you do go for the kidding around, there's some really cute designer series paper that matches that, which again is only available until the end of the month. And actually, I hope it will still be available. I'm not sure. I did not check stocks. Like I said, I didn't really expect to film this. I just sort of, top of my head, thought, oh, I think people will like that. So anyway, your first piece is going to be the inside of your cardstock. Is our standard leaving 3 millimeters, 3 to 4 millimeters going around the edges, or 1/4 of an inch, which makes this piece, if you have one big enough, to be cut. Let's see. I wrote it all down. Forgive me for hesitating here. This is going to be 7 centimeters by 13.5, or 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. No, that's the outside piece. This side piece is the one I just read the numbers on to you. This piece for the front is 7 centimeters by 12.8, or 2 3/4 by 5. And that is, okay, what have I done? Nope, nope, nope. See, this is why I practice, guys. I didn't practice this one. And I also usually make much better notes than this. I just sort of dashed them off because most of this was cut 3 months ago. All right, designer series paper for the overflap, which is what I call this little piece. This is going to go on here, like there. This is a square, 7.6 centimeters by 7.6. or 3 inches by 3 inches. All right, front left. This is 7 centimeters by 13.5, or 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Inside piece, 10 centimeters, or 10.2 by 13.35, or 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now let's just confuse you some more. This piece actually fits onto here, leaving a bit of a border, which you'll see that when I put it together. But I miscut, and I didn't have enough pieces. So this piece wound up being shorter. So what I did was I used the piece I had, which, it comes through about right there, I guess. And then I just fudged it by laying the Pool Party on top of it. And this is a piece of Pool Party because this is the background that matches. So whatever matches your DSP, you can do the same way, or you can do it in white. Either way works fantastic. But I do recommend, if you need to fudge, don't do the cutout like that. Do it matching even across the page. If that makes any sense. I'm really hoping that it does. All right, so this is actually pretty easy to put together. You are going to take and estimate what the center is. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want to get picky with it and you want to make sure you're dead on happy with it, you can measure it. Because as I said, this is just, let's see. It's easy to cut that in half, but I didn't bother. And I'm usually pretty picky, so I felt like I could get this as close to center as possible. You want this to line up with this outside edge. And you want to give that a good press down. So that's pretty easy to do. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and glue this down here, which is, you guys have seen me glue paper down hundreds of times. Now the funnest part about this card is sitting and die cutting. I think. I love die cuts. I love die cutting. I need some new glue here. Don't like the end of the glue. All right, so let's see if we can get this lined up. There we go. And push that down. And now you don't even see this bit. So that goes there. Now, either thing can come next. I'm going to go ahead and glue this outside piece down next. Because like I said, once you get the die cut stamped and die cut, you stamp the animals, you die cut them, and then there's lots of foliage die cuts that come with the set. The same thing with the Kidding Around set. There is this precious little castle that you can do, and there's lots and lots of, I'm going to make sure I get this right side up. Yep. There's lots of things to sort of fill in and help with this. The same thing with the Rainy Day stamp. It's got umbrellas and all kinds of things that you can cut out and use to go along with it. There we go. And now this next part looks tricky, but it's not. Okay, we need this piece to think about this set. Yes. So you put your inside piece down and you spend a minute, and you want to make sure you have the same top and bottom and side to side. Pretend like you don't see that. So we're looking roughly the same side to side, top and bottom. If you get it a little off center, I don't think it's an issue, honestly. Okay, that looks pretty good. So you just sort of hold it in place. Grab your glue. Remember, you don't want any glue on this part here, so sort of just glue this tab. See, I'm out of glue here. Oh, I need that. Squish it around. Okay. May have to stop and get out more glue. And push this down like this. All right, hang on. Come on, glue bottle. Now, while it's still down, we're going to fit this piece. Maybe if I keep shaking it, I'll be able to get enough out to finish. And this lays exactly over the top. Now, if you have used the same color, see, I may trim that. If you use the same color, it sort of doesn't matter. Now, unfold this and give that just a minute to stick down. Yeah. Okay, yes, that is down well. And now basically that's your card made. The next thing to do is start decorating. So let's put our designer series paper down. Oh yeah, shaking this down works. It's worked wonders. Let's get another couple of come on now. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Let's do some decorating. Going to do this first. This is where the glue might be a problem. Now what I did was I just used the vines and I hung the sloth figure. Sloth or sloth? I don't know what it is. I think it's sloth, to be honest. I need my glue paper out here. Here's my glue. My glue overrun. Now, I did not get crazy gluing this down because my little friend would probably enjoy pulling it back off, which I personally have no problem with because it's his card and he can play with it as he will. I just have to make sure his folks realize that that's the intention. Okay, so let's put this down here, like this. Here's one. Let's go with a slightly darker one. Let's do this one next. I keep promising myself I'm going to order one of those bottles with the little tiny narrow point. I don't know why I haven't. I guess I forget. But I think they look like they would be really super helpful. I'm glad that didn't land butter slide down. There we go. Now I put my little sloth friend up on dimensionals because I colored it and I thought it made him look really cute. But because this is for coloring, I'm gluing him down flat. Yeah, come on. Come on, glue bottle. We don't have that much more to go. You can do it. And I just put his little hands and paws up on the thing here. There we go. And last one, I cut another one. Now these extra things that I cut, I used, this is Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, and Garden Green. It's the darker color. If you are looking to replicate this, these are just really good colors. They go really well with a pool party. Okay, that's that part done. Ooh, got some, I'll have to get those glue spoogies off. Just trimmed the excess off. Okay, there's part number one. Now, let's see. Let's do our Chukin next. This is a weird piece that came in the set. And if you have this, I'll show you something that's cool you can do with it. Take some curved tweezers, hold it next to the line, and bend it. And by doing this, and this actually works with any of your die cuts that have sort of texture lines in them. If you go through and do this bending process, you will find that the lines stand out so much more, and it will give it more of a three-dimensional effect, even if you lay it down flat. And hang on, I'll show you the difference between the two. But I thought this would be sort of a good tip because it works on all die cuts. Especially the cute little castle's got some lines in it. But you often will see flowers that have, they're not actually cut, but they're, well, I don't know, texture lines, I suppose. Now you can see where I have done this, put it on the white paper. Even if I flatten it out, and I hope it shows up on the camera that you can see the difference between the two pieces, because I think this one looks so much more like tree bark than this one does. This one just looks more like a line. So I think it's just one of those, tips that I think makes things look just a little bit neater, a little bit cooler. And I like texture. So that's the point of using all the die cuts. to show up all these lovely textures. See? Come on, glue, come on. Let's give it another shake. All right. Curved tweezers, let's just use those. There we go. See, I'm kind of squishing it together a little bit to cause those things to ride up just a little bit. So basically, it's still glued down flat. But now let's put some foliage in here. Let's put a little bit of this. Now these cut all the way through. So you have to be careful with the bending on them. Let's see, we'll do this one. Use my glue sheet here so I don't make a huge mess. Which I probably will, but that's okay. Oh, one time I glued my card down to my paper. Oh, I was so upset about that. See, you either get way too much or not enough. Problem with the semi-empty glue bottle. Wipe some of this off. Now, I thought it looked good to kind of weave these together a little bit. Gave it a bit more texture. Come on. There it goes. And I'll say, well, I probably should have put the dark green one in the middle, but it doesn't matter, I guess. Now I still got plenty of glue on here, so I'm just going to rake it off my sheet. And, well, let's put some under the, let's get this under here. Yeah, that'll do. This is a good tip with die cuts, is weaving them together like that. Oh, need a touch. I wonder if I can get a small bit of glue here. Oh yes, it did. Nice. Come on. A little more. Now this side is going to have the toucan, if you remember that, which he's so cute. I was trying to remember the name of the cereal when I was a kid that had a toucan on the front. And I actually had to call my son. He's like, it's Fruit Loops, Mom. I was like, oh yeah. Now I put his little feet on the branch. One sort of up and one sort of doing it like that. Not that I really think my little friend's gonna notice, but I do, so. All right, that's all pushed down. This piece, like I said, he's not going to think much about. Let me get my Mintu ink out. He's not gonna, he can't read. Although he does pretty good with his name. He's learning letters. He's such a clever little fellow. All right, let's stamp this. Because y'all know I like to stamp it first, because inevitably if you make a mistake, you can always turn it over and stamp on the other side. And we're going to put the alligator on the bottom. There we go. was going to stamp the alligator, but I think he stands out better if you just glue him down. I'll put it up here where you can actually see him. So I went on ahead and die cut one to be glued. And what I'll do is I'll go back after I want to get ready to mail this, and I'll write his name on here so he can pick out the letters. And it's like I left plenty of space to write his name. And I hoped the white would have him trying to write it as well. But as you can guess, the coordination of a 3-year-old is not quite there yet, but they give it a good go, and that's what's important at that age, is that you encourage them. Or I think so anyway. Who am I preaching to? I think most of us out there have kids, or have had kids, or mine are grown, gone, probably won't have grandchildren. Oh, so sad, but it is my children's life to live. So there you go. Now there's that piece, and there's plenty of, oh, it does show a tiny bit. I don't want it to show. Come on. Is it down too much? Yeah. I'm not going to be able to slide it. Yeah. I hate that. I'll say my little friend won't notice, but I notice it. All right. Next piece goes here. Let's cut some of this off. Wait, did I want to go? Yeah. By the way, this is weird. This, the die cuts here and cuts these out, but it doesn't cut the end, and it doesn't cut this side. I'm not sure what they were thinking, but anyway, so I cut along this line and had to cut it out. The first time, though, I have to tell the truth because it's funny. I said, oh shoot, that's a brand new die and it didn't work. Let me run it through the machine again. So I did it again, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to trim it. And I was, mumbling and saying very uncomplimentary things. And then I realized, looking at the die, when I actually took the die off of the paper and looked at it, I thought, well, darn it, it's not supposed to cut it out. So I felt very bad about saying all those uncomplimentary things. But only for a little while. All right, this might be off camera a little bit, but you'll see it when I get it put down. Let's just trim off this end. All right, excellent. And now let's put some foliage down here. I cut some more foliage here. All of these foliage pieces, by the way, come in the die set. Like I said, it's so much fun. I believe there's foliage in the Playing in the Rain one as well. Okay, so you can tell I'm concentrating, not talking. Don't glue down. Come on now. actually sticky? No, good. Okay, and now the little animal I chose for here is this little lemur. Oh my God, he's so cute. All of these animals are precious. I colored mine and with color pencils. And the reason being is I don't have an orange marker yet. I don't have a pumpkin pie colored marker. So you can't do a tiger. Yes, there's a tiger without orange. So you can't really fake out orange. So I decided to use the color pencils when I did mine, which I do love. Okay, there is the inside done, almost the outside, and now our last piece. I'm going to trim this a little bit. Use my really long bladed scissors here. Oh, I wonder what I just knocked in the floor. Oops. That looks good. There's just a weensy bit. Throw this away. And for our front piece, we have the tiger. So let's put some more foliage for him to be walking along in. Let's see, I did the green down first. It'd be easier to work with it flat. Might have should have done him first, but oh, look at all those glue messes. Wow, I think this is going to be the first video that I've ever done that I don't have glue all over my fingers. Not glue. I always have glue on my fingers. They don't have ink all over my fingers. That's a switch for me. Shake this bottle again. Great. Okay, good. It fell where it's going to get covered up. I've used these foliages a couple of times now. You can turn them this does not want to lay down. Please cooperate. There we go. What's cute is you can take this foliage and do it back to back like this and do like a row of flowers, and it looks so cute. Well, you would want to do the same color, but it looks really cute. Yeah, like an ugly spooge. Just want to get it before we get too far. I took the paper off. Doesn't usually do that. Like I said, it's going to be covered up. I just didn't want anything sticky on there. All right, and I made a little bunch for the corner. Let's see. Let's use this. I don't know how you guys do these. I like to glue them a piece at a time. Let's try this. Like I said, you gotta be, come on now, please. And here's another jungle leaf. Look at those, aren't those pretty? Kind of like banana leaves, I guess. Now you get two of these banana leaf shapes. So if you're going to be cutting a lot of foliage, you can cut two at once, which is nice. And then this, what I call irregular leaf shape, Oh, I don't think I have a small one. There's a large one like that, and then there's one that's just a little bit smaller, and you get a pair of each of those as well. Let's just use what's already down on our sticky mat here. All right, sort of made a little cluster here, and now the pièce de résistance. Oh, no, wait, come on, bees here. This is one of the little flowers that came in it. You get 2. Now, figured if I'm going with things that are out of date, let's go all the way. Last year we had these incredible little flowers, resin flowers. I think they were with last year's mini catalog, because they didn't carry over. But this is just a little piece of crushed curry. You don't have to use yellow. You can use pink, purple, anything you want. Just yellow happened to be the piece that was sitting on my desk. So I thought, well, yellow it is. There we go. And last but not least, the cutest tiger. Now this one I also bumped up on dimensionals on the one that I colored that wouldn't be colored, but on this one we're going flat. Just let his tail hang off a little bit. Keep my gluey fingers out. Okay, that is it. Roll all of these off. If you guys don't have one of these, I got this off of Amazon. It's called an adhesive eraser. It's just silicone. It's just rough silicone. But it works better than trying to roll up your mat and use it because it's bumpy. And it actually has edges, so you can get in tight to things. They're really inexpensive. I think it was like £3 for 6 of them. And I've had this one for 2 years now. So they don't go bad. Anyway, just another top tip. And here is our Color Me birthday card for my little friend. And I will put him in envelope with, I will write his name here, and then I will put this in the envelope with a package of crayons. So anyway, that's just sort of a quickie today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will use this. I hope you like the idea about including some crayons or some color pencils in. You know, older teenage girls, if you know they like to color or they're into art, you can buy a maybe include the card with a nice set of colored pencils perhaps, and do some of the flowers or things, because some of the images that you can color in, like stippled roses, and there are some really beautiful ones. So anyway, just an idea, a thought for everybody. I hope you find this interesting. I hope you have a lovely, lovely crafty day, and I'll see you soon.